Everything you're about to hear is for entertainment purposes only. Listen, have some fun, but don't ever do, believe, or promote anything they say. They're idiots.
Guys, hold up. You should know, this ain't for everybody. Welcome to Savagely Loud. What's happening, people? Guys, welcome back to the show for the people that understand that facts divided by feelings equals failure. I'm Cliff, I'm your host, and today we're going to get personal. We're going to break down why I do what I do, how I do it, when I do it. We're going to get into all the nitty-gritty because there's a lot of confusion. But before we get to that, guys, if you want to help me get this word out, get these truths out, you can follow me on Savagely Loud on Instagram. That is where I'm most active. On that page, Savagely Loud on Instagram, you will find two links. You will find a link to another page called Savagely Loud Podcast page. If you could please follow me there too, it would be greatly appreciated because that will inevitably be my backup page when they shut this one down. The other link you're going to find is simply a link tree. Anywhere you want to see my media, watch my videos, anything like that, you can find it in that link tree. So hit that up and get your sources there. Outside of that, you can follow me on Facebook, X, and Rumble at Savagely Loud, YouTube at Savagely Loud Podcast, and you can also email me in savagelyloud@gmail.com. Last but not least, guys, please do me the biggest solid of all times, and don't forget to like, comment, and share the material, okay? Guys, and also don't forget to rate this show. It really, really does help. We want to get this shit solved. All these problems we talk about, we want to get these things solved, not just erased, and that's going to take changed minds, and that's going to take us getting into the algorithm. So help me out. Rate the show. Give me a good review, Spotify and iTunes, all that good shit, guys. You know the drill. Come on, help me out, please. So, as far as updates go, there's not many right now. We're still working on the website. Oh, I will give you one little tidbit, one little teaser. Some good shit's coming our way. You've seen the shirt that I pre-released just an image of it because that's going to be the first drop in my material, my merch bin, okay? What I've decided to do is I'm probably going to do a 3-shirt release initially, right out of the gate. Same design, but I'm going to do 3 different shirts. I'm going to do a t-shirt, I'm going to do a hoodie, and I'm going to do a work shirt because I'll be honest with you guys, I don't wear t-shirts. I've owned three t-shirt companies now, and I just don't wear t-shirts. I'm not comfortable in them. I don't feel like I look good in them. But I know that they're a major part of society, and everybody loves a great t-shirt. I have a fuck ton of them that are awesome. So I'm going to do a t-shirt, and I wear work shirts and button-ups, so we're going to be doing a work shirt. I have to work out the legalities of that because I have a couple of brands that I really like. So I don't want to print on those. I want to use those to brand my merch on. But I've got to check into the legalities. It's all looking good. I have started the process. It's all looking good. So when that all drops, when all that information comes back, I'll let you know more about it. But guys, without further ado, let's get into the topic today. I'll be honest with you. I had a great show planned about black entitlement and this culture of just not having to be accountable, a culture of removing yourself from that sense of accountability. But I got to tell you, we have to have a different discussion before we're going to do that show. It's going to come out, but we have to have a different discussion because there's a lot of confusion about my content, my material, how I do it, why I do it, and all this other shit. So I want to break this down, guys. So where to start? I guess I would start here. If I asked you honestly, and nobody has to know these answers, just answer in your heart honestly. If I asked you, do you want the country to be fixed, fully repaired, or do you just strictly care about it being a white country? What would your answer be? I'll be honest with you. If you said, I only want it to be a white country, shit's not looking good for you. Like, the future's bleak for you because that's just not going to happen. Here's the other thing, guys, we have to understand is that there's problems in every single culture and race and creed of fucking people. And I break all of them down. You've heard me mention multiple times, if not at once in every show, how I dare you to try to go out for a walk around the block, trip on a rock, and not land on a white guy trying to fuck a little kid or a black guy trying to knock over a convenience store. We have issues in every single culture, and this shit needs to get broken down if we're going to repair this. Because here's the thing. This is how this whole system of division and conquering that has worked for decades and decades and decades, if not centuries and centuries and centuries. Give them bread and circus, and they will not fight, okay? We also always like to quote the fucking dog on the chain, right? If you put your dog outside in the backyard and you hook him to a chain, and it's a nice long chain, you hook the other end of that chain to the tree, you let him run around. He doesn't give a shit. If you go out there every single day and you just take one link out, he doesn't notice. It's a half-inch difference. He doesn't even notice. And pretty soon that motherfucker's just lying on the ground, neck up against the fucking tree, not being able to do anything, and he's content. But if you walk out there and you take all of the links out all at one time, he's going to fight. He's going to be mad. He's going to be pissed off. He's not going to be content by any means. And that's the problem with us, is as people, as a culture in this society, global culture, global society, we've had the links removed so slowly, and we're continuing to have the links removed so slowly that only the smartest, only the most intelligent among us can actually pick that out, okay? And I know it sounds cliche. I know it sounds maybe even absurd to some people, but it's a fact. Every single day we wake up, we have more of our freedoms removed, especially, I can't say especially in America, it's everywhere. And it's happening it's happening including America. It's happening here too. Well, how does this happen? Because everybody you talk to, they've got a different idea how this happens and why this is happening. I'll tell you how it's happening. They have us so divided intentionally. They intentionally run the wedge right between everybody that they could run a wedge between, because it's easier for the elite that control the world to usher in more lengths of power, more structures of control. It's become so fucking easy for them that they don't even have to put any effort into it anymore. I should say it has become so easy for them that they don't even have to put any effort anymore. That's where people like me come in, okay? There's a handful of us out there. Honestly, I feel like I'm the bridge between the most extremely radical white boys and the most extremely radical everybody else's, okay? Except the Muslims. There's no saving those motherfuckers, so, whatever. But when it comes to America, our primary racial issues are black and white, and they have come to the forefront of every news station, every podcast, every clip on the internet. They've come to the forefront of everyone's minds here, and in completely different manners. The forefront of black Americans' minds, as the ones I talk to, is very different than what is in the forefront of white Americans' minds, okay? Black Americans' minds, they're still stuck in this victimhood culture. We're just being honest, right? Facts divided by feelings equals failure. Do you want to fail? Do you want America to fail? Or do you want to get past your fucking feelings and get to the facts so that we can actually assess some shit and make some repairs, okay? So the black community is deeply, deeply, deeply rooted in this victimhood culture. Contrary to that, white people are very deeply rooted in this elite culture. Us white people think that we got nothing going against us. We're the best motherfuckers that ever walked the earth. And there's a lot of shit to break down inside that notion, inside that ideology, that mindset that people don't like hearing. But it takes people like me to bring that to light. It takes people like me to put my content out in such a manner that it forces people to listen. So if you're familiar with my internet content, which I'm sure you are by now, if you're listening to the show especially, it's radical, right? It's very loud, it's abrasive, it's abrupt, it's all of that shit, right? But here's the thing. None of it is untrue, okay? I say it in a way that gets you to listen, because the honest to God's truth is, how many times, think about this, let's do an exercise, right? In your own life, how many times in your life have you really had something to say to somebody in your life and you tried saying it over and over and over and over and over and over again, but it always fell on deaf ears? How many times did you try to convey your opinion, your point, and you tried to get this notion across to this person or these people, and they just didn't get it? They just wouldn't listen. And then you finally fucking broke. Every single thing in your heart, soul, and body just was like, fuck all of this. I can't fucking take this shit any fucking more. I'm done. We're gonna fucking let it fly. And then you let it flow. You let it fly. You fucking flipped your shit. You got loud. You got abrupt. You got abrasive. You fucking got in people's faces. And what happened then? You got your fucking point across because they had to listen. They had no choice but to listen. You got your point across, and inevitably you felt better about the situation, even though there is that gap space between right after you spiel your shit. There's that gap where they hate you. They're mad at you. They're throwing everything they can fucking throw at you to demean you and belittle you. But in the end, what happened? Things swung back around. They pulled their head out of their ass. They got past the anger. They got past the resentment. They got past all that bullshit. And they started accessing their own real thoughts. They started putting themselves in your situation. And when they put themselves in your situation, everything fucking changed. Next thing you know, you're waking up to messages saying, you know what? I'm really sorry that went that way. I've been thinking about it. And you know what? We really should talk about this. I'm really sorry that I hurt you, or I'm sorry that I wronged you. I'm sorry that for whatever I did to you, I apologize. I want to make this okay. That right there is what we need everybody to do, okay? Everybody in this fucking country, especially in America, we need everybody to stop and take a fucking breath. And it takes people like me to get them to do that. You know what? Because if you really think that I love hitting the internet and getting fucking all sorts of shit from the white boys and the black boys and the Mexican boys and the brown boys and the fucking Middle Easterners and the fucking Jews and the Asians, if you really think that I love to get on the internet and just fucking spit shit all over the fucking place to piss people off, you're out of your fucking mind. There's a method to the madness, and there's a reason behind that method. The reason that we're doing this is to change perspectives, change minds, to repair this country before it's too fucking late. Because the honest to God's truth here is in America, if you're one of these people that you want a black-only country, you want a brown-only country, you want a white-only country, you're out of your fucking mind. It's never going to happen. I understand. Now, here's my olive branch to you. I understand why you'd want that. I understand why the white guys want a white-only country. I understand why black people want a black-only country, so on and so forth. I completely understand this because it's our nature as human beings. We are all primal creatures. We all are drawn to our own. We all love our own people more than we love any other fucking people out there. The problem for white people specifically is that for the last, since what, 1960s, 1964-ish, we've been told, we've been indoctrinated, we've been programmed, we've been forced to believe that everybody else is allowed to be proud of themselves, but we are not allowed to be proud of ourselves because it's part of the systematic destruction of the identity of each human fucking class of people, right? Every human race has their identity. Black people are all about their skin color. White people are all about their skin color. Fucking Mexicans, brown people, South Americans, they're all about their skin color. Middle Easterners, Jews, it's all about the skin color because the skin color is the number one identifying factor for who is on your team. Whether it's metaphorically, if it's physically, if it's emotionally, if it's spiritually, if it's fucking, in the heat of battle, that's the number one indicator of who could be a potential ally to you. If I look out across a sea of people and I see 5 white guys in a sea of black people, I will immediately, in my primal core, believe that those white guys are on my team. Because we're supposed to. And that's what a lot of people, people tend to forego the notion that we're supposed to love our own more than we're supposed to love everybody else. White people have got that twisted right now. White people seem to want to love everybody fucking else without loving ourselves. And how many times in your life have you had counseling, relationship counseling? You've heard somebody else on the internet even talking about relationships, talking about how you can't love another person unless you love yourself. So we've got all these white people out here that are acting like they love everybody so much better than themselves, but they don't love themselves at all. So they can't even understand what true love really is. Whether it's passionate love, romantic love, it's fellow man style love, it's anything. That kind of love, that kind of compassion, that sympathy, that empathy, you can't transition that to anybody else unless you have it for yourself. So we've got this toxic culture in the white race of walking around wanting to fucking virtue signal everybody about how they don't love themselves, but they love everyone else. Well, motherfuckers, I've got news for you. Not only are you destroying your own fucking people who deep down you truly fucking like more than anybody else because it's human nature and you can't fight that. You can't fight what's programmed in your fucking DNA. But not only that, but you're creating this toxic cesspool of confusion among society, among all people in society by running around with your rhetoric, because everybody knows I can't love you unless I love me first. I have to understand love on a personal level before I can extend that understanding of love to any other person. You've heard it and you can't say you haven't. Every therapist, every psychologist, every psychiatrist, every fucking mental doctor on the face of the planet will tell you the very same fucking thing. You can't properly love someone else until you properly love yourself. So what you're doing is causing not only the demise of your own fucking people, but the demise of your own country, the demise of all relations involving all cultures of people. And I'm going to illustrate this for you perfectly, okay? Never in history, modern history or otherwise, has a white person ever hit the internet just ranting and raving about how much they hate white people but love black people. Never have they gotten fucking an overwhelming communication structure moving from people of other races saying that how much they love you. If I'm a white guy and I'm out here preaching all about how white people are fucking the scum of the earth and I love black people are great, Mexican people are great, never in history have I fucking received an overwhelming amount of communication from the black community telling me how I'm awesome. It doesn't happen. Why? Because that's despicable. That's gross. And everybody sees right through it. Now, the contrary to that, the flip side of that is to do what I do, is I go out there and I go pro-white, pro-white, pro-white. Notice that I'm not doing anti-black, anti-black. I'm doing pro-white. I'm doing this, that, and the other thing, pro-America. But I'm not talking about the demise of other cultures unless it's of their own doing, and we have to try to figure out a way to get this figured out. Never in history have I been in a situation as that generalized white man that hates white people, grown an audience of the black community, grown an audience of Mexicans, grown an audience of Asians, because it's fucking gross. It's disrespectful to your own fucking people, and they see right through it. If you come to me as a black man, me personally, real time, Cliff, if you come to me as a black man and you start preaching about how black people are fucking shit, you hate all black people, but you've got white people on this gigantic pedestal far above everybody else in society, I'm going to look at you with the most amount of disgust, visible disgust that I could possibly manifest in my face, because you are fucking you're a despicable fucking human being. You're turncoating on your own people. That has limitations, of course. We will get into that. But I will immediately understand you can't love me. If you don't love you and you don't love your people, your family, you can't possibly love me and my family. How do you know what love is if you don't exercise it and exhibit it in your own personal life? You can't possibly fucking know. So save your bullshit. And that's a lot of the problem with the white people. All these liberals getting all this pushback. Notice the pushback on white liberals comes from black people. It comes from Mexicans. It comes from Asians. It comes from Middle Easterners. It comes from white people. Liberal white people get fucking pushback from every single fucking direction they go in, as long as they're fucking spewing their bullshit rhetoric, because every one of us sees right through it. But if I come online now and I do my content the way I do my content, I'll tell you this. I have had a lot of fucking haters, and I will have a lot of fucking haters in the future. But here's the reason I have haters, because I talk to leaders. I talk to the people that are out there that have the mindset, the mental capabilities and faculties to be able to press through the delivery and get to the message. They'll press through the delivery to hear the words I'm actually saying and feel the passion that I'm saying it with. I have never once hit the internet and said we need to wipe out every black motherfucker on the face of the planet. Hasn't happened, not once. And that's coming from a guy that used to believe that. I've never hidden the fact that I was a fucking racist skinhead. Never. I am so open about that. It's fucking gross to a lot of people. People think that I use it as a sense of pride, which I do, because I saw that. I saw what life was like, waking up every day with a seething hatred for everybody that didn't match my skin tone. And you know what that led me to? That led me to a point of such dark depression that I had to reassess everything, or I was going to take myself out. Because not only am I carrying this baggage, this weight of all of this hate, but I'm also noticing that it's my own people selling me out, which you will notice if you ever try, white boys, if you ever just take a second to be honest with yourselves. It's not the black people selling us out. It's the white guys. It's the fucking administration, even the one we have currently, that has now fully embedded us with Israel, fully sold our country to Israel, fully sold every single fucking representative, Democrat and Republican and otherwise, to Israel. Now, I'm not saying that this is the administration that did it. It's been this way for a while. But this administration that we've got right now seems real fucking proudly open and honest about it. It's a bunch of white guys up there. You know that, right? You know the president's a white guy, right? You know Trump's a white guy. And that white guy is selling us up the river. So when you come to me, when I say anything about getting along with any other culture of people, and you talk to me about how white people are so elite and we're so much better than everybody else, I'm going to point you in that direction. White people have been selling white people up the fucking river for decades, if not centuries. So you're really gonna come to me and say all white people, we're gonna just paint the whole world with this one big wide brush, broad brush strokes everywhere. All white people are amazing. Fuck no, they're not. Fuck no, they're not. We've got a huge problem in the white community with fucking people wanting to fuck little kids. We got a huge problem in the fucking white community with farmers fucking farm animals. We got a huge problem with meth in the white community. We've got a huge problem with heroin in the white community. Now, I understand you don't see that because you don't look for it, but I do. Because everything I believe, I try to disprove until I will work my fucking balls off. I will grind my fucking dick into the dirt, trying to disprove my position before I fully adopt it. Because here's the thing. Everybody wants to do their research. Yeah, I research. Do you? Or do you just look to bolster your own argument? Real research is when you go on the internet or you go into books, a library, anywhere, and you try to disprove your position. That is real research. That's the only way you're going to get the other side of the fucking story. Anybody with any position on earth, any opinion on earth, any perspective on earth can go on the internet and in 10 seconds find 1,000 pages of bullshit to bolster that argument. But What's that going to do for you? It's just going to put you fucking further into the rabbit hole of not understanding the real world that you're living in. It's going to put you further down into the darkness of despair until you can't fucking see light anymore. So when you're going to research, you've got to hit the internet and try to disprove yourself. That's the only way you're going to get this shit figured out. And when you do that, you have to do it with a mind that's open and willing enough to be able to understand, I may have to have some fucking changes of thought. I may have to have some changes of behavior, some changes in my habits, changes in my ideology, and be willing to make those fucking changes. I have every fucking reason in my life, as does pretty much every fucking white guy out there, to hate black people. We do. Let's just be honest. Look at our crime statistics. In fact, I will pull them up really quickly here, and this is just going to be Chicago. In Chicago, we've got year to date, 308. Actually, let's refresh this. Okay, refresh. 311 people in Chicago shot and killed to date. Shot and wounded, 1,348. Total shot, 1,659. Total homicides, 370. When we break that down and this is heyjackass.com, you can go to that website. It breaks down all the Chicago crime statistics. When we break this down, which they have a pie chart here of, it says it's 76.9% black is the fucking problem here. 17.8% Hispanic is the fucking problem here. And then this tiny little sliver right on a 45-degree angle says 5.3% white and other. That means white people, in addition to every single other culture of people on this fucking planet, comprise 5.3% of the problems in Chicago, while the black community comprises 76.9% of the fucking problems in Chicago. We have the reasons. But it's going to take motherfuckers like me and leadership-minded fucking people out there, potentially like you, to understand how we fix this. We don't fix this by fucking genociding the black community. We don't fix this by genociding the South American, Central American communities, the Middle Eastern communities. I'm all for fucking wiping out the Muslims, but that's a whole different fucking story, a whole different episode. We'll get into that another time. But we don't solve this. Here in America, we don't solve it by genociding people. In fact, we're right now dead in the heart of a fucking genocide happening across the other side of the fucking world. And what are Americans doing about it? They're losing their fucking minds. Every fucking day, you cannot hit the internet without hearing 1,000 or more people losing their ever-loving fucking minds about what's happening in Palestine. And people are calling it ethnic cleansing. People are calling it genocide. And I know white boys that are fucking screaming the same shit. They hate black people. They want black people wiped out, supposedly, but they're crying about the Palestinians being wiped out. Why could that be? How could that be? Well, let me explain it to you. It's because you don't actually believe the rhetoric that's coming out of your fucking mouth all the time. People as a whole, I never say people are good, okay? I know Andy Frisella loves to say people in general are good people. I don't agree with that. I believe people in general are not bad. And that's a very, very different proposition. Being a good person means you're actively putting effort into being good, doing good, thinking good, spreading goodness. That's not what people do. Most people are just simply not bad. That means we all wake up in the morning not wanting our neighbors to not eat tonight. We wake up in the morning not wanting everybody to lose their fucking jobs. We wake up in the morning not wanting any pain or turmoil for anybody around us. That is what it is to be not good. That's where I think people are. Humanity across the board in general is genuinely not bad people. It's just not, we're just not bad people. We're not great people. We're not good people. We're just not bad. There are some good ones. There are some great ones. There are some magnificent ones, but there's also some really fucking fucking piles of pieces of shit that we don't want to associate with at all. So we have this entire spectrum, and generally people fall into the middle of that spectrum. Not bad. Well, being not bad is, like I said, you don't wake up wanting everybody to die. You don't wake up wanting children to be bombed in buildings, innocent kids dying, innocent men and women dying because some government has some sort of fucking ideology that they're operating on that nobody else understands, but they're just going to fucking take care of their business the way they want to. We don't have it in us to want to produce the genocides. We don't have it in us to want to see mass amounts of death and destruction. We do, however, have it in us to be empathetic to the struggles of our fellow man. Now, I understand that empathy gets shaded, gets jaded, and gets clouded from time to time because of what we see in society, especially when it comes to the black community. The black community is so deeply rooted in victimhood culture and violence and a culture of killing itself and other people that it's very, very hard to look past any of that to get to the root causes. And the root causes, I understand, some people are going to say the root causes is systematic racism. The root causes is white people. The root causes is everybody owes black people. No, the root cause is that there isn't enough black leaders preaching the right information. For decades and decades, we have had nothing but black leaders preaching to the black populace about how they have to hate white people because several hundred years ago, white people did nasty shit to them. Here's the fucking interesting thing about that, though. If you walk up to one of those black people, those black quote unquote leaders that are spreading to their population that they need to hate people, if you walk up to them and you say, I'm tired of you fucking knocking over grocery stores every weekend. I am fucking tired of you breaking into my fucking car every single fucking weekend. I am fucking tired of not being able to walk around my own fucking streets of my own fucking neighborhood because I'm fearful for my life because you guys have to do street takeovers and shit in my community. I'm fucking tired of you doing this. The very first argument you're going to hear from that man or that woman is, it's not me. It's not all of us. It's not, I didn't do any of that. But they have zero fucking problem blanket spreading that horseshit rhetoric across the fucking board to white people. They think that I, being 43 years old, born well out of the time of fucking slavery or even the possibility of owning a fucking slave, they think I should be held accountable for what happened hundreds and hundreds of years ago, but they don't want to be held accountable for what happened yesterday. This is why we have to have these conversations. This is why it takes people like me to be the bridge between the fucking radical whites and the radical blacks and potentially radical everybody else's. This is the reality of it. It takes people like me. Guys, I come on here every single motherfucking day, and you think, most of you think that I just take arrows from the black community. No, I take arrows and bullets from every single fucking community of people out here. I get on here and I start talking about the problems, the glaring issues in the black community, and then I got all the white boys like, yeah, rah, 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 rah. But then I get fucking a bunch of black people saying that I'm a fucking racist, bigoted pile of shit. I also get that from white people, liberals, obviously. Duh. I didn't even have to describe that. I didn't even have to explain that. But I get that arrows. I get those arrows. I get those bullets. I get them from the Mexicans too, because Mexicans will automatically attach themselves to whoever's being attacked and side with them against anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. Mexicans don't necessarily hate white people alone. They just hate everybody that's hating on who they associate with most, right? But then I come on and I say, we need to get along. And I never say we need to love each other. I don't care to have me personally. I don't want to have black picnics. I don't want to have a bunch of black people at my picnic. I don't want to have sleepovers and PJ parties with the black community. I just don't want it. That's not my people. We have different interests. We have different ways of talking. We have different everything, like a completely different culture. What I want us to do is get along. What I want us to do is coexist. And I understand that whole coexist word, it sparks some things, some feelings and emotions in people because it's been so twisted and tainted over the years to make us, again, believe that white people are bad and white people are always the reason that nobody can coexist. But that's simply not the case. But that's what I want. I want us to simply coexist. I don't have to come to your house for dinner, Mr. Black Man, and you don't have to come to my house for dinner. But what I don't want to see is your house getting shot up because your son's a fucking gangbanger and got himself in over his fucking head with a bunch of shit, with a bunch of people that he should have never been involved in the first place, and then have those ricocheting bullets come into my house. That's what I don't want. How do we fix that? We fix that by having the conversations that you don't want to have. We have that by having the conversations that nobody wants to seem to touch. Nobody wants to touch the racial fucking area between me or between whites and blacks. Look at all your favorite influencers, even the big ones. And yes, I'll even say Andy because he's so huge. And I'm not throwing shade at Andy. I particularly like Andy. He's been a fucking role model for me over the years in my business studies and my business startups and all this other shit. I'm throwing no shade at him. I appreciate everything he's done, and I respect the ever-loving fuck out of the struggle that he has done, that he has gone through to get where he is. But he's not, even he is not hitting the fucking topic right on the fucking head. He's not hitting the nail on the head. He's not addressing the issues that are causing the division between whites and blacks. Him and everybody in that demographic of influencers, they say the same shit. They always say, you know, we need to get along. They're dividing us intentionally. We need to get along. And that's the extent of it. They don't ever break into why we can't get along and why we aren't getting along and maybe potentially why we'll never get along. They never break that down. And when they do, it's and you know, the very, very, very rare occasions that it ever gets even whispered, a little iota of a whisper, it's always in some sort of political context. White people and black people don't get along because black people have a shitty fucking culture here in America. That's the plain and simple of why white people don't like black people in America. Any white person that doesn't like black America doesn't like black America because their culture fucking sucks. Their crime, their criminal element has swallowed every one of our major cities and half of our fucking suburbs now. Go to high school these days. I did. I'll tell you a story about my high school. Go to high school and see if you can't fucking say anything truthful and not get jumped by a bunch of black dudes. Let me give you a story, my personal fucking story. Freshman year, I was class of 2000. I went to Warren Township High School in Gurnee, Illinois. I was already known for being a hate monger. I was known for this. I was known for that, most of which was bullshit, but some of it wasn't. I'll own it. I don't give a fuck. I walked around with my boots and braces on because that's the life that I was shown. That is the fucking life that black people forced me into, is hating them and loving my own. I used to fucking operate with my race is my religion and my skin is my uniform. That was my whole ideology. I stand for this, and you stand against it if you don't match. But we had this instance in freshman year of high school. Okay, so I had this friend at the time. We'd been lifelong friends. We were knee high to a goat with each other. Guy's name was Wes. And he was a jock, and I had gone more burnout, skinhead kind of thing. So we lost the ability to really hang out because he was always working out. He was always at games. He was always doing this, and I was always doing other shit. So we just didn't hang out that much. And this was before cell phones, so we didn't really have that much communication. We'd idle banter, chit chat in the fucking hallway every now and then, stop by each other's locker, that kind of shit. Well, there was this black dude, Devon Leroy. World's biggest pile of shit. I'm sure he is still to this day. Of course, I'm alleging that. I can't say that factually, but I would stake both my fucking testicles on it. But Devon Leroy, he decided to be black and do black game bullshit. So what he would do is he would come to me knowing that me and Wes didn't really talk that much. He would come to me and be like, dude, fucking Wes was talking all sorts of shit about you. I don't know what you did with him, but I don't know what you did with him, but he's fucking mad at you, man. He talking all sorts of shit. And then he would go to Wes and he would do the same shit. And this went on for months. Finally, I got fucking tired of it. Finally, he fucking said the last goddamn thing he was ever going to fucking say to me. And he fucking tried his bullshit in the hallway, and I grabbed him by the fucking throat. I lifted him up and I stuffed him up against a fucking locker. And I said, you're going to knock off your fucking bullshit right now or I'm going to end you. I talked to Wes and none of this shit is fucking happening. Stop it. And I dropped him. I turned around and I went to walk to class. And right as I turned around, I heard, yo, Anton, This motherfucker just called me a dirty nigger. And who he was talking to is Anton Matthews, who I am actually acquaintances with. I'm not saying real friendly. He appears to have gotten his head out of his ass, and he's trying to be some sort of community leader in a nearby fucking city called Waukegan, which is an absolute fucking shithole. So Anton, if there's anything you're gonna do with that fucking city, clean it the fuck up, because it's a goddamn shithole. But anyway, back in the day, Anton Matthews was trying to be Mr. fucking big dog gangbanger. He was trying to be big man on campus, and we were about equally sized. So he came at me, and I didn't give a fuck. I walked straight into class, and I walked into, it was U.S. history or world history or some shit like that. The teacher's name was Miss Fowler. Aine Fowler was her name. I remember it because it was such a weird first name. A-I-N-E, I believe is what it was. It was Aine Fowler, and it was so weird. But she was this tiny little thing, just this tiniest little cute thing. But we towered over her. She was nipple high on me and Anton at best. And he's fucking pushing on me, and I'm pushing on him. I'm not going to take your fucking bullshit. Fuck you. Well, both of us decided that it wasn't going to happen right then. What we were going to do is we were actually going to fight down the street the next day on an early release day, and we're going to fight at an intersection of Oaklane and Grand. That's where we were going to handle our fucking business like men. We weren't going to do it on school grounds because both of us would have gotten expelled had we done it on school grounds. Well, the next day came, and I fucking walked out of the building to go down to fucking Grand and Oaklane to fucking stomp this motherfucker into the ground, which I absolutely fucking would have. And I walked out of the fucking door at the other end of the building from that intersection, right? I walked out the other entrance. And I no sooner got out the door, 1 foot out the door, and people are bombarding me in tears. Girls, they're saying, oh, you've got to fucking leave, dude. They're going to kill you. These girls are crying. Ashley, I'm not going to name her but I don't really like her. I've never have. But she came up, she ran up to me crying, bawling that they were going to kill me. Other fucking women, other girls were coming up crying. They were going to kill me. They had every intention to kill me. Then I had my homeboys coming up to me saying, dude, I already saw 2 of them got guns. They're going to fucking kill you, dude. You got to go. And you know what I did? I walked straight into the fucking crowd. I am not going to be owned by bullshit. I am not going to be owned by lesser minds or lesser hearts or lesser individuals on any fucking level, which all of these people were. So when I looked down, I looked towards Grand and Oaklane because I was heading that way. And what did I see at the end of the sidewalk? I saw 3 rows of black people surrounding the end of the sidewalk so I couldn't get away. And I walked straight into the fucking middle of that. And Anton says to me, he's like, you know what the fuck's going to happen, right? And I was like, you're a filthy nigger and you can't handle your own fucking problems and neither can Devon. So you got all your boys to handle your shit for you. Yeah, I got it. You're going to swing and then they're all going to jump in. Let's fucking do it. And he goes, it ain't like that exactly, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I turned around. He's like, we'll get in a minute because it's not time. So mind you, it's cold out, right? I've got my vest on. I've got a fucking coat on. I've got my backpack on. I've got all this shit on. I turn around to talk to somebody, and no sooner do I turn around to talk to somebody after Anton had said, we'll wait until it's time, I get sucker punched by Anton in the back of the fucking head. I flip around, I turn around, I fucking whip off all my shit and I start swinging. And these motherfuckers, all of them, are starting to rain down hell on me. And I'm fucking taking it because I grew up in a house that my dad beat the fuck out of me worse than anybody has ever been beat the fuck out of and still lived to tell the story about it ever. So I'm trained for this. I'm built to take a fucking beating. You guys don't know how long I can take a beating and still get the fuck back up. Well, in the midst of all this chaos, later on, I was told that I clipped Anton and he went and sat down on the curb. And I was told that, in case you're watching, dude, I was told that by dozens of people, including your own people. So don't wear that as a badge of honor. But I got dotted. I got dotted real good. Like, I mean, the kind of thing that the birds and everything. Well, I had to I had to get my bearings. So I went to back up, right? And we had this knee-high fence. It was just like this wooden slat fence, knee-high, right? Well, I ended up backing up and I tripped over it and I ended up on my back. And all of these black dudes were just raining down over the fence, raining down hell on me. And I remember teeth raining down on me. I don't know who you were that I got all your fucking teeth out of your head, but fuck you. You're still a piece of shit, I promise you. But because I was swinging from the bottom. I had boots going. I had fists going. I wasn't covering. I wasn't ducking and covering. I wasn't rolling over. Fuck you guys. I'm taking you with me. You can fucking kill me. That is fine. But one of you motherfuckers is coming with. Well, naturally, they all fucking started running because they don't want accountability for what they've done. Because security guards started coming, right? Well, and I got up and got my shit together, and my eye was dotted really fucking good. Really, really good. Swell shut, the whole nine. Black. I mean, fucking black. I grab my shit, and I go fucking walking down the sidewalk, and this security guard named Jeff comes up, and he goes, dude, whoa, where the fuck are you going? Where the fuck are you going? And I was like, I'm going home. And he's like, you can't go home. Do you know what just happened? Like, I have to get you, we have to check you out. This happened on school property. We have to get you checked out. It's law. And plus, you were involved in a fight in school property. So we have to talk about this, you know? So he brings me downstairs, right? And, or he brings me in the building and we go down into this fucking like kind of half office, half nurse thing, half police liaison thing. This is just a tiny little office. In that office waiting for me was Miss Van Hulsen, who later became Miss Walgren. And I hope if you're fucking listening, if you're still alive, it's not going to be for very long. You're the world's biggest fucking piece of shit, you stupid bitch. I fucking hate you to this day, and I'm really good at erasing grudges. As you can see by my erasure of the grudge against Anton Matthews for creating this whole fucking situation for me. But she's sitting in there. She was Miss Van Hulsen first, and then one of the teachers, Mr. Walgren, I don't know if he was smoking meth or crack, but he decided that was something that he wanted to fucking marry. So he went on to marry, and she became Miss Walgren. But she was Miss Van Hulsen at the time. And I walked in there with the security guards, Jeff and a couple other ones. And she goes, tell me what happened. I said, I got jumped. And she goes, why? I said, they're black and they don't handle their own fucking problems. I don't know what you want me to tell you. And she goes, we need to stop this. And she got really fucking pissy and snotty with me. Now, let me interject really quick to explain my hatred for this bitch. The very first day of school, she pulls me into the fucking, into the dean's office because she was my dean. And she calls my parents in and detains me in the dean's office until they get there because I had redrawn a Slayer poster in my notebook. I just looked at it, and because I'm an artist, I looked at it and I drew it out, colored it in, and she was saying it was satanic propaganda, this and that and the other thing. I was a danger to everybody in the school. She had to call my parents in, so my fucking dad, my mom came in there, and she starts just ripping into them. My dad sat there quietly, just staring at her. And once she finally shut the fuck up long enough for anybody in the room to get a fucking word in edgewise, my dad fired up. My dad he said, I've heard you call yourself an educator. You keep referring to yourself as an educator, and you're not. You're a dean. You're not an educator. The only thing you're doing is educating these kids to hate the system, because that is a banned poster. You have it, because it was. She pulled it out of my bag. She searched everything. She got it, and it was all sitting on the fucking this conference room table. And he goes, that he redrew a poster from a band he likes. And now you've costed me and my wife a day's worth of work to talk about this when half of the fucking kids in your school are wearing that shirt. So what do you have against my kid? And right then and there, she fucking stumbled all over herself, which told you exactly. She had it out for me before I ever got there. She read my transcript. She read my fucking something from years prior. And she already had her mind made up that she was going to put the fuck stick to me no matter what happened, no matter what it cost her. So that's why I fucking hate that piece of shit. I hope you fucking rot in hell, you fucking evil monster. But anyway, she's down there and she goes, we have to stop these fucking games. You're going to tell me what happened and exactly why and exactly who was there. And I was like, I had a problem with Devon because His stupid ass was going between me and Wes saying that I said this and Wes said this and then this and that and the other thing. And I fucking shoved him up against the locker and I told him I was done with this bullshit. He told Anton, I called him a fucking nigger. Next thing you know, I got 30 people jumping me at the end of the fucking sidewalk. What do you want me to tell you? And she laughed. She fucking laughed in my face. She goes, ha, 30 people. You mean to tell me 30 people gave you a black eye? It took 30 people to give you this black eye? Be real. Be honest. I can't help you if you're going to keep lying to me. Well, God was looking down on me on that day because right then, Officer Fergus or Ferguson, I forgot what the name was, but it was one of those two. I think it was Fergus, but Officer Fergus, we'll call him, the police liaison for Warren at the time. He came in and she goes, she looks at me and she goes, And she looks up at him and she goes, do you have a count yet of how many people were involved? And he says, right now we have 38. And she turned her fucking head. I looked at her. I go, fuck you. Don't fucking talk to me. You just told me I was fucking lying to you. And she goes, what is wrong with you? Why would you do that? I said, because I'm not going to fucking be a bitch. I'm not going to be fucking controlled by every fucking blackface in this fucking school because one fucking stupid cocksucking piece of shit like Devon Leroy decided to put some words in a motherfucker's mouth and get hell to rain down on him for it. It's not going to happen. If I would have walked the other fucking way, if I would have left, I would have been owned. I would have been these motherfuckers' slaves for the rest of my fucking time here in this school, and I will not have that fucking happen. Things calmed down for a second. They called my fucking parents in. My dad walks down. He goes, what the fuck happened to your face? And I go, I got jumped by fucking 38 people. And Officer Fergus, who's now at his desk, says, well, there is more, but that's who we have right now. And he goes, bunch of fucking pussies, it looks like. They didn't really do a good job. It took 30 of them to do that. It took 40 of them to do that. How many did it take to do that? Good for you. And Miss Van Halsen was so fucking pissed, she would taste her own blood from biting her fucking tongue because she didn't like that my dad was like, oh, you stood up for yourself. And it took that many motherfuckers to whoop your ass like this. This whole situation happened because Devon Leroy is a fucking piece of shit, lied about motherfuckers so that he could get somebody else to kick somebody's ass that he couldn't handle. And Anton was a fucking piece of shit at the same fucking time and decided he was going to be Captain Hero for the black community. This happens every single fucking day in America. And this is why white people, especially young white people, are more radicalized than ever. Because this shit happens every single fucking day in every single fucking school in this country, but we're not allowed to talk about it. And when we do talk about it, we're the bad guys. We get told by the school that there's a gag order on the situation. I was in the fucking paper in Gurnee, Illinois for allegedly starting a race war at Warren Township High School because Devon Leroy fit the bill of every fucking goddamn racial epithet you could imagine. But I got the heat for it. I was in the paper, front page. I started a race war. Student starts race war at local high school. And all it was some dumb motherfucker lied about me and what I said and what I didn't say because he was too much of a fucking pussy to handle his own goddamn problems that he created. He was intentionally creating problems between two people that didn't have problems with each other. And then when it came to a point where it was time for accountability, he didn't want none of that. He didn't want no part of accountability. So he lied about me to put the fucking heat on me. This shit happens every single fucking day. And we're not allowed to address it. So that's why it takes people like me to address this shit. And that's why it takes people like you, the leadership-minded, perspective-based motherfucker on the other end of this fucking video or this fucking podcast that understands that there is some shit, some glaring fucking issues that are leading to the demise of this country. But I, being a former fucking neo-Nazi, racist, bigot, skinhead, everything you want to call me, former that, being the victim of black culture over and over again. And here's another one for you. I went to a place called Camp Moyoka, and it was a Bible camp. My parents sent me there to give me some direction. God wasn't allowed in my house growing up, so I had no direction. My dad was a fucking asshole that beat the fuck out of me all the fucking time, and my mom never fucking stopped it. So they thought I needed direction, you know, because I was getting to be a resentful, hateful individual. So I went to Bible camp, and Bible camp was the greatest fucking time of my life. Camp Moyoka, take root, bear fruit. That was their fucking motto. That was their fucking slogan. It was the greatest fucking time of my life. That fucking week or two every summer that I got to go there for a couple of years was great until the last summer. All of a sudden, a bunch of black people showed up. A bunch of black kids, and we were young kids. We were, oh God, had to have been 5th grade, 6th grade, that kind of area. Well, all of a sudden, a bunch of black people showed up at this camp. And we noticed because they weren't there before. And what happened that fucking year at camp? They shut it down. They stole all the food out of the fucking cafeteria one day. They stole my fucking San Jose fucking, or my fucking Charlotte Hornets hat and put it in a fucking toilet. They stole a bunch of girls' fucking clothes and threw them in the lake. They fucking punched me in the fucking face and then threw me out the back of the fucking Carmichael cabin. They were no good for nobody. And it ended up being the demise of that fucking great camp. There was a couple other contributing factors, sure, but that black community was the exact fucking demise, the exact cause that they couldn't have the camp running anymore, because it ran on such a tight budget that they couldn't afford black people coming in and stealing all the food. They couldn't afford black people coming in and popping the basketballs when they couldn't play with them, because it wasn't that time yet. They couldn't afford to fix all the damage that these black people fucking did, these black kids did, when they're with their graffiti markers on the fucking sides of the cabins and shit. I know you fucking probably, some of you think I'm embellishing this. This happened. It happens today. It happens every single fucking day. And it's going to take conversations to fix it. Because even as, like I said, as the former bigot, as a former victim of fucking multiple horrendous instances of black violence, I still sit in front of you today, America-minded, wanting to fix this country and understanding that hating these people is not what's going to fix this fucking beloved country of ours. Hating anybody else for fucking anything else is not what's going to fix the country. I'm not fucking telling you, however, that you shouldn't hate anybody. People that are deserving of hate, go ahead and hate them. Fuck them. They earned it. Let them suffer from it. But it's the hate that's in your heart that's going to kill you. It's going to kill you. And by killing you, it's going to kill this fucking country. So again, it takes motherfuckers like me to bridge the gap between the radical sides of colors here. I come out here and I take the fucking arrows from the white boy, you fucking nigger lover, you piece of shit, you fucking race shredder, you fucking piece of shit coward. And I get the same shit from the black guys. You fucking Nazi, racist, bigot, piece of shit. You fucking hate monger, you fucking piece of shit. Every fucking day. But you know what else I get? I get absolute hordes and hordes and hordes of fucking white people in my DMs, in my emails every single motherfucking day, telling me that they stand behind every fucking word I say and they understand why I'm doing this. They understand why I'm out here taking all these fucking bullets from all sides. They understand the end goal here. And it's not to eradicate black people. It's not to eradicate Mexicans. It's not to eradicate Jews. It's not to eradicate anybody. It's to make a fucking living situation that lends itself well to survival and thrive. It's not only survival, but thriving in America. I also get hordes and hordes and hordes of fucking black people in my fucking DMs and my emails telling me that they fucking stand behind me. They stand behind every fucking word I say. They will tell me, they don't really like my approach, but they understand why I do it because I have no problem explaining why I have this approach, which I will get to. I have at least 36 black people in my emails right now that have said that I should be the fucking president in one way or another. So it's not all hate. In fact, it's very minimal hate. I take a lot of fucking hate, right? For anybody else, any normal fucking person, the amount of hate that I take on a daily basis would crumble your fucking spirit before lunch, and it would have you fucking taking your own life before dinner. But I don't give a fuck a shit. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Spew your fucking bullshit. You don't know. When you come at me with that fucking hateful rhetoric, all it tells me is that you need to have a conversation with me and I need to have a conversation with you. And a lot of these people that are in my DMs that started out as fucking haters ended up as supporters. Because I know how to talk to people. Because I know what it takes to start a conversation. And that is why my content is what it is. So let's get into it. My content, if you're not familiar with it, I am very, very incendiary. I am very, very volatile. I'm very, very, very intense. I'm loud. I mean, fuck, dude. Every social media site I have is named SavagelyLOUD for a fucking reason. I'm all the things. But that's what it takes to get the conversation across. I have to come on the internet every single fucking day. If I want America to be fucking fixed, and I want, and meaning, which means we have to fix these problems between these races, specifically whites, blacks, and Mexicans. I have to come on the internet every day and I have to piss off the white community. I have to piss off the black community and I have to piss off the Mexican community. I have to piss you off because that's the only thing that shakes your ego enough to force you to listen. And usually the conversations with the black crowd happen about the same way. It starts out with not support. It starts out with not support. Not a whole lot of love there. But it ends with, dude, you're a cool motherfucker. I got your back. Because all it takes is a conversation, and it takes a willingness on the part of the person inciting the conversation. It takes a willingness on the part of that person to put away what you've been called, to put away the wrongs that have been committed against you, to put away history and fucking focus on the future. Could I come on the internet, given my personal experience and my personal experience alone, could I come on the internet every day and start talking about how all black people should fucking die, how I believe that, how I fucking hate them to death, and I think they're no good for anybody? Abso-fucking-lutely. And there are black people that have had some shit happen to them that I would absolutely say if they fucking reverse coin and they came on here talking about themselves that way, I would absolutely fucking agree with them. There is instances in your life that would lend you to believe that you can't get along. But it's going to take a lot of leaders. It's going to take a lot of fucking leaders like you, like me, to put this shit away, to put history away, to put all of the fucking negative things that have happened to us and currently are happening to us. It's going to take us putting that away and talking about the now and the later to even see the later. And to do that, some people do. Some people have more fucking luck catching flies with honey than they do with vinegar. I catch a lot of fucking flies with manure, guys. The flies didn't ever seem to like my honey. I tried to be the nice guy. For several years, 3 years, I tried to be the fucking personal development guy. I tried to be the guy that came on here and got known for something positive, known for spreading a message of positivity, a message of you can fucking do it. And I would argue that very few fucking people on this planet know humans more than I do. At best, we're on the same level, and I don't give a fuck if you got a PhD. I know how humans operate, and I can walk you into any fucking conversation I want to walk you into. If I want to walk you into a conversation about fucking fish oil tablets, I'll do that. If I want to walk you into a conversation about car parts, I'll do that. If I want to walk you into a conversation about how the Holocaust never happened the way they said it did, I will do that. Because it takes leaders to get conversations started, and it takes conversations to create real fucking change. But everybody's so scared to have the conversation. The biggest shock fucking factor now in society is white people are now standing up for ourselves. And we're not standing up for ourselves as though you should all die, and you as in everybody that's not white. We're not doing that. We're standing up for ourselves in a manner of saying, we're allowed to be proud too. We've done a lot of really good shit for this planet. In fact, statistically, we've done more good shit for this planet than any other fucking people. Any other people. We're allowed to be proud of that. And that's not to say that there's not every other fucking people doing some good shit. But everybody wants to talk about history. Everybody wants to say white people are fucking scum because of what happened in history. White people were the first slaves. The Mongolians killed 10% of the fucking planet. Nobody talks about that. No, you just want to talk about what happened in pre-1865 with slavery. You don't want to talk about how black people sold you guys, your people sold you people, which, if you'll remember what I said earlier in the show, white people sell white people up the river all the fucking time. And for some reason, we don't want to mention that. Isn't that a weird kind of thing? Like, maybe this is a common ground we can get on here, guys. This is what I'm good at. I'm good at finding common ground. So we've got black people selling black people up the fucking river to the fucking benefit of whites. And we've got white people selling white people up the river to the fucking benefit of blacks. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that every single fucking administration in the United States government hasn't been primarily white and sold white people up the fucking river with every single administration. Tell me I'm wrong. We're all a victim. And the longer we do this racial bullshit, this divisionary bullshit between black and white and brown and yellow and purple and green and all that, the longer they fucking win. Here, let me ask you this. Are you more concerned, okay, white boys, white people, are you more concerned with white people winning? Or are you more concerned with America being fixed? Black people, same question. Are you more concerned with black people winning? Or are you more concerned about having America be fixed and provide a damn fucking fine living for all of us, a safe environment to raise our children in? White people, do you care more about the color of your fucking skin than you do the future of your fucking children's homeland? Because that's another thing we've always heard. Do you want to be right, or do you want to get shit done? Every time you're in an argument, every time you're in a debate, the people that are out to be right never, ever, ever win. The people that are out to just be right never win. And they never progress through life. They never become anything. It's the people that hit that debate with a willingness to have their mind changed that win. Because if we can have our minds changed, if we can be open enough to have our minds changed about certain shit, then we win. Which means everybody around us in our immediate circle wins. Which means everybody around them in their immediate circle wins. Which means inevitably our country fucking wins. I'm a fucking separatist. I will be honest with you. I think black people and white people and Mexican people and Asian people, we can all live in the same country, but we should be separate. We should have our own states, something. We just should, because we can't get along. And until the time comes that we do get along, we have to be treated like children. Every parent out here knows that's the very first thing you do with children when they don't get along is you separate the motherfuckers. So I think we should be separated. I think we should bring back segregation. I think we should give black people their fucking area. We should give white people their fucking area. We should give everybody else their own respective areas. And then we should fucking see where the chips fall in 10 years from now. I would be willing to tell you this, based on the fucking mindset of the black community right now, if that happened, if that exact thing happened, the black community, it won't take 10 years for that community to be completely fucking destroyed, destitute, dangerous, and violent. Won't take nearly 10 years. It will probably happen in the first 6 months, maybe the first 12 months to be fully gone. But that being said, there is some hope. Because we're seeing an emergence now of black leaders that are not doing the typical black leader thing I spoke of earlier. They're not hitting the airwaves talking to the black populace all about how they're supposed to hate white people for historical injustices. They're talking to the black populace about their own fucking behavior and how it's making everybody hate the entire fucking black community. That is what we fucking need. Coincidentally, I get a lot of those in my fucking DMs saying that we need what we need as people, we as people need is more white people pushing back on the black element, the black criminal element specifically, because we haven't, and we've let it get out of control. That's actually an argument that I agree with. When black people come to me with that, you guys stop fucking talking. You guys stop pushing back. You guys rolled over and let it fucking happen. You guys are partly to blame. I agree with you 100%. We are partially to blame because we stopped holding people accountable because we wanted to look virtuous to our fucking neighbors. And still to this day, we've got gobs and gobs and gobs and gobs of fucking white people out here that know our people are being wiped out, systematically fucking wiped off the map. We are now 8% of the population at best of the globe, the entire world. They know this. And yet they still fucking they still can't stand being white, supposedly. They can't stand the idea that somebody might look at them in any other manner other than, oh my God, you're so virtuous. You're so amazing. I want to be just like you. I hope my children are just like you. Jesus is probably just like you. That's a white problem, is this fucking savior complex. These fucking stupid piece of shit scum of the earth white liberals have it in their fucking head that they can save the fucking world. And they're destroying it. Faster than anybody is. Faster than even the black criminal element is. But motherfuckers like me who get chastised, get ridiculed, get raked across the coals all day, every fucking day, are actually making headway in fixing the fucking problems here. And the biggest fucking problem we got in America, like it or not, is fucking race related. Everyone you talk to says it's a top-down issue, right? And I'm not throwing any shade because it is a top-down issue. Not absolutely not throwing shade at you. Some of my best fucking friends, some of my newest friends, some of my the greatest people I know, they always say it's a top-down issue, so it needs a top-down approach. That is absolutely fundamentally, axiomatically fucking wrong. Top-down approaches do not work to top-down problems. Here's why. If it's a top-down problem, what that means is you've got people that have so much money, you can't compete. They have so much power, you can't compete. And they have so much influence, you can't compete. And by saying it's a top-down, you have to have a top-down approach, you're saying what you have to do is somehow manipulate your way up to the top of those people. You have to be on top of those people, the people that run the world, that own the world, the people with the billions and billions and billions of dollars, the people that are running countries, the people that are running states, the people that are running full governments, the people that are running coalitions of people, these people, running these NGOs, these organizations. You're saying that we have to get on top of those guys to try to stop them. No. That's never going to work. And it never has worked, which is why we're in the situation we're in now. So I implore you to listen to me about this. This is not a top-down issue. If you think that the fucking Jews are funneling in all these shitty fucking demographics of people to ruin places, you're absolutely fucking right. But you can't fix it by the top, by hitting them at the top. You can't. You can't do it. You got to suffocate the power structure from the bottom. And like it or not, you're at the bottom. I'm at the bottom. We're all at the fucking bottom. Because if you ain't the fucking top, you're at the fucking bottom. And that's where we can win. That's where we can make our victory happen. See, us motherfuckers at the bottom, we know what it's like to struggle. We know what it's like to scrape and claw our way out of holes. We know what the fucking depths of despair look like. So it doesn't fuck with us to have to operate inside that. So what we do is, again, I'm going to fucking reiterate what I just said not too long ago. We have to put it all away. We have to put history away. We have to put away that seething fucking hatred for the behavior of your people and the behavior of that people or the behavior of another people and have the conversation. Because at the end of the day, black people hate the elites that control this fucking planet more than anybody. White people hate the elites that control this planet more than anybody. Fucking brown people, yellow people, blue people, purple people, rainbow people, every single fucking people on earth hate the fucking elites that run this fucking world, that own this world more than they hate anybody. The problem is that we typically can't put away our bullshit long enough to have a conversation on how to band together. We can play politics against the politicians. You don't have to love black people to work with them. Black people don't have to love white people to work with us. Mexicans don't have to love black or whites to work with us. But we got to get along for the greater good, with the understanding that, hey, maybe I fucking hate you. Maybe I hate you for every fucking thing you are. But I hate them more. So what can we do to fucking put the fuck stick to them? What can we do together to stop the elites from controlling us? We have the conversation. We put away your white bias. We put away your black bias. We put away all the notions that we've already talked about in this episode. Every single person of every single creed of people has a fucking reason to hate every other single creed of people. But we have to put that away here at the bottom because we want to crush the motherfuckers at the top. So what we do is we put that bullshit away and we have the conversation. And it starts with why I don't like you. And it starts with why you don't like me. I don't like white people because of this. Well, I don't like black people because of this. And you have that exchange. And then you find a common ground. Then you build on that common ground. And you build a fortified structure that can't be toppled. You build a brotherhood. Again, you don't have to be best friends. You don't have to fucking hold hands, sing kumbaya, kiss each other on the lips. You don't have to do none of that shit. But you got to work together for that common goal, right? Maybe it's an enemy of my enemy is my friend. But every time that happens, especially with blacks and whites, what do we find? Be honest with yourself. White people, black people. What do we find? Every time we band together to work against something that we both hate more, we find a friendship. We find a common ground. We find commonality. We find out that you bleed red and I bleed red. We find out that while you have a different culture than I do, and I have a different culture than you do, our cultures actually aren't all about hating you. We find out that we've both got some fucking colossal fucking asshats in our respective cultures, our respective races. We find this shit out the moment we have the conversation that we have to have. And the conversations we have to have is how we're gonna unfuck this situation to get the fuck along long enough to stifle the elite's power. Because here's the thing: if we have the conversation, and everybody tells you, you hear it everywhere, they want us divided so they can control us, right? It's so stereotypically cliche at this point, it almost has no meaning. But that's the exact fucking point. They inundate us with rhetoric involving that so that we just become indifferent to it. We don't even hear it anymore because it's the 100% the facts. So how we fix that is we fucking band together at the bottom. Because when the elites at the top, when the white boys at the top that are fucking selling out white people, the black boys at the top that are selling out black people, the Jews that are selling out everybody, and the Muslims that want to kill everybody, when all those motherfuckers at the top come in to try to swoop down and grab different demographics of people and funnel them over here and funnel them over there to ruin the fucking areas, what happens? They can't do it because we can't be used anymore. When the elites come down, the elite white people and the elite black people come in and they swoop down and they grab fucking scumbags out of the fucking lowest of the low of the black community, they can't do it. They just can't make it happen because we've had the conversations and we've built the fucking bridges. Then we've fucking enlightened each other to a fucking level that we can no longer be used. So when they come in to grab us to fuck something up so that they can continue power, we will not be used. That's when we band together. That's when we walk to the fucking Capitol building. And that's when we have our goddamn day. But that day will not come until every one of us possesses the mental capability to put away history, to put away our skin color for just a fucking second, to have the conversation. And that's why I do what I do. I come out and I chastise the black community because they deserve it. I chastise the Mexican community because it deserves it. I chastise politicians because they deserve it. Middle Easterners because they deserve it. Jews because they deserve it. I chastise white boys because we deserve it. And it pisses people off enough to shake their ego to a point where they can't shut up. They can't not retort. They can't not come at me. And once you come at me, I got you. Once you come at me, I'm going to change your mind. Once you come at me, That door for the conversation that needs to happen has been opened, but that door never gets opened by quiet mouths. That door never gets opened by meek attitudes and meek personas and meek personalities. That door never gets fucking opened by the quote unquote nice people. It takes a fucking asshole like me to bridge the gap between the two most radical motherfuckers on this earth. That's why I do what I do. And that's why so many fucking people out here are becoming leaders, because we have conversations. I'm not making you a leader. I'm simply having a conversation with you. I'm simply enlightening you as to what we're actually both looking at. And then that gets you thinking, and then you take the reins from there, and you become the leader. You become the leader in your own family. You become the leader in your own community, your own culture, your own creed of people. You become the fucking leader. All because we had a conversation, and we only had the conversation because I and people like me weren't afraid to come out on the fucking internet, stand right out in the open and say, fucking give me your best shot, because fuck all of you people. I like white people. I prefer to be around white people. We're less dangerous, but we have our own fucking problems. But I do believe that we can get to a place in this goddamn country, in my lifetime, where I don't have to be scared to walk around the inner city at 9 o'clock at night on the first of the month. I don't have to be scared. I think we can get there. But it's going to take a lot of conversations. It's going to take a lot of fucking bullets being fucking thrown at each other. It's going to take people like me and people like you to take a lot of fucking arrows. It's going to take a lot of fucking us putting our egos away, to be long enough to be able to put history away, to put our injustices away, to be able to put the wrongs that have been committed against us, put that away long enough to fix the fucking future. Because have you ever noticed, every fucking year you hear people say the same shit? It's 2025. How are we living like this? It's 2016. How are we living like this? It's 2007. What world are we in? Haven't we learned? It's 2000. Oh my God, haven't we learned by now? And the world's worse than it's ever been because we haven't fucking learned. And I think the only fucking people that are going to be able to fucking teach the lessons that need to be learned are fucking people like me. The people that hit the internet and piss you off enough to put your fucking ego away long enough to have the conversation. I think that's just the way it's going to be. So if I can do anything, if I can ask anything from you, listen to my message. Listen to my words. Listen to the passion behind them. Don't pay any attention to the fucking delivery. Real leaders see through the delivery. Real leaders see through the delivery to the passion, and then they question why that passion exists. And every time my passion has ever been questioned, it has always been found that my passion lies in the future of America and creating a fucking utopia for the future generations of American people, whatever fucking color you might be. Okay? That being said, let's wrap this shit up. I think we've gone far enough. Guys, if you want to help me, which I would please implore that you do, you can follow me on you can follow me on Instagram, Savagely Loud. That is where I'm most active. On Savagely Loud page on Instagram, you're going to find two different links. One of those links is going to be the Savagely Loud podcast page. Please follow me there too. There's going to be a lot more show video content coming up. I've got a little bit of help now. I forgot to tell you that in the updates at the head of the episode, but I got a little bit of help now. So there's going to be a lot of shit coming your way. It's going to be some awesome stuff. So follow me on the Savagely Loud podcast page as well. Also, it will be inevitably my backup. You can, and on the other link that you're going to find is a link tree. You can go any of my social media, YouTube, anything like that. You can find it there. Outside of that, you can follow me Facebook, X, and Rumble at Savagely Loud, YouTube at Savagely Loud Podcast, and you can email me in savagelyloud@gmail.com. I strongly recommend that you do. I love your guys' emails. Get the haters, I love changing your fucking minds, and the supporters, I love knowing that you're out there, you know, getting behind the message. Doesn't matter what fucking color you are. I have time for the conversation for all of you. Beyond that, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and share the material. Please like, comment, and share the material. It really helps get this word out. And if you want to fix this goddamn country as badly as I do, I'm going to need your help. And your help comes in the form of like, commenting, and sharing. Also, please, for the love of all that is American, don't forget to rate the show. Spotify and iTunes, give me a good rating, write a review, 5-star, get all that shit. Let's push these words into the algorithm because I'm out here taking fucking bullets for everybody for the better of this fucking country. That being said, guys, you know what time it is. Every single episode, we get really down into the fucking sticky wickets of shit, and we don't want to walk away all amped up. We don't want to walk away feeling shitty. We don't want to walk away feeling angry. So I've got a little segment that reminds us that humans still exist within humanity. It's called Hopelessly Human, and it starts a little bit like...
People can be really rough. They can be quite tough. They can get in the way, but at the end of the day, some aren't only stupid, some are hopelessly human.
Hell yeah, some of them are hopelessly human, and I've got one for you today. This story is, it comes out of boredpanda.com. It looks like it was posted a month ago. And it says, as a new mom, I had my special needs son at Disneyland when he was about 4. He had a complete meltdown as he screamed and flailed. I got all kinds of dirty looks and muttered comments about how I should be controlling him. He was spoiled. He shouldn't be there if he couldn't behave, etc. This list goes on and on. It was extremely stressful for both him and me. He couldn't control his dysregulation, and I had him in a safety, so I had to have him in a safety hold, and I was still unable to do anything more to keep him physically safe. Then a mom came up to me and said, "Do you need a juice box or some goldfish crackers? I have extra." She even stuck the straw in the juice box for him. He was immediately able to calm down and regulate. I could have cried. All those people walking past us gave us looks and comments, and one person recognized that he just needed some sugar and carbs to get through this rough patch. Now that my kids are older and I'm more experienced, I always look for ways that I can help other parents in distress. It takes a village, but I wouldn't have thought I'd ever find that village from a random stranger at Disneyland. It does take a village, and it's going to take a village from here on out if we're going to swing this motherfucker back around. That's Hopelessly Human, and that's the show.